Men are naturally more attractive than women on average. That's why women need makeup. This isn't me being gay, it's science. Look at a peacock or a cardinal, male versus female. Females get mugged. Greek statues dedicated to the peak aesthetic form, overwhelmingly men.
Alright, who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him about Greece? What do you think his level of, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think he knows about ancient Greek culture? Dapper, oh, guys being gay as fuck to prove how straight they are, one of my favorites.
And then, yeah, using the Greeks as your standard of masculinity, which, first of all, sure, great. You know what? You can use the Greeks and the Romans as your standard of masculinity. That's fine.
Sure, yeah.
You know what?
That's not,
the word virtue,
not necessarily a problem.
The word virtue in English comes from a Latin word that basically means manliness. However, if you think that makes you straighter, I have bad news for you.
Oh, so you're gonna tell him. When I was asking who's gonna tell him,
Yeah.
it's you.
I
Okay.
will tell him.
All right, you go ahead.
Asmund,
You tell him.
I need you to understand that male-male intercourse was so normal in Greco-Roman society that it was just the assumption of what happened when men get together, right? There's an entire Plato dialogue in which, in between all the philosophical monologues going on by various characters, basically the entire plot is that they're visiting the house of a young man who is pretty, and they all want to stick their dicks between his thighs. And they're competing to see who gets to do it. That's the plot. And one of them is complaining that the last time one of them is complaining that the last time he was at this guy's house and stayed overnight, that he was as untouched as a temple virgin by the morning.
Oh, he didn't get any.
The entire plot of this Platonic dialogue is just how horny everyone is for this one guy, and they're all men.
Which is okay, by the way. That's fine.
Yeah. The Spartans had entire military formations that were made up of bonded sexual partners who were both male. The idea being that, hey, if you're having sex with each other a lot, that'll make you really motivated to protect each other on the battlefield, which, I mean, yeah, probably. What is this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Men are naturally more attractive than women on average. That's why women need makeup. Okay, so first of all, the fact that there are different beauty standards for men and women, which result in women using makeup, is an artifact of the culture Asmund is living in. Historically, it is not the case that all cultures have had big differences in makeup between men and women. There have been a lot of cultures where men also put on makeup. One that's famous is like France. Ancient Egypt, men wore a lot of makeup. In fact, actually, in ancient Egypt, a lot of beauty standards crossed sexes. Like, pretty much everyone shaved all their hair and wore wigs, which is one of the reasons why ancient Egypt had really low lice incidence in terms of head lice. So there you go. Actually, they tend to shave all their hair, so they just had overall lice, period. Yeah. They both ended up wearing wigs. They both would wear, like, rouge, eyeshadow, eyeliner, things like this. In fact, one of the most common things that we find in ancient Egyptian archaeological sites are makeup palettes, where you have a little well in the middle to put some water or oil and your pigment, and you grind it up in there, and then you apply it with a stick or a brush, right? So, Asmund, I beg you, if you ever watch this, which you won't, please investigate the existence of other cultures. They are a thing that exists, and you don't get to assume that everything that your culture does is what all cultures have always done.
Oh, you mean he's doing that thing where there's only the United States and nothing else?
But also, he lives in the United States, where the vice president puts on a shit ton of makeup every single day, and it's very obvious.
And so does the president.
Well, yeah, although his is just a cake of orange for some reason.
Well, he's also wearing a wig, right?
I go back and forth on that, because sometimes he's done things and I'm like, okay, but if that's a wig, it's like the ugliest, dumbest wig that I've ever seen, so why would anyone make that wig? But then other times it doesn't look like his real hair, so, like, I don't know. But, like,
all right, fair.
There are guys right now in the government who are, like, high-ranking federal government officials who are wearing guy liner every single day.
There was also Europe. Europe in general, had a lot of a lot of makeup, a lot of wigs, a lot. It was a lot. The Victorian era? There's a lot going on in the Victorian era.
Also,
A lot.
I think the fact that Asmund thinks the Greek statues dedicated to peak aesthetic form are overwhelmingly of men reflects more his interest in Greek statuary than it does the actual prominence of men versus women in Greek statuary.
Oh, definitely. This is one of those things where I feel like Osmond needs to actually just leave his house and go and look and see what's there and take
Honestly,
a tally. Take a tally.
Honestly, this feels like Asmongold coming to Twitter and saying, guys, why is it that when I look for porn, 90% of it is gay? It's like, well, Asmund, that's
the algorithm.
That's a you thing. You're searching for that.
It's one. I just clicked on one because I was curious. I wasn't really thinking about it, and then I clicked away from it. Now this is the only thing it's showing me. Literally, he's been fapping to it for 2 years.
Right, which fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Go and have fun. But also, like, dude, that's why. It's because it's what you're looking for.
Right. Okay, so this is one of those things where it's like the only statue he could name is David.
Which also isn't a Greco-Roman statue, which is
yeah,
also
I know. So makes
I mean,
it
to be
extra
fair,
funny.
it's a Renaissance statue that's harkening back to like Greek forms of statuary. So like,
yes,
it's in the style of a Greek statue.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like, does he not realize that like there are numerous famous statues of women out there?
What are you talking about? Do you think that Osmongold takes seriously the power that the female gods had in the hierarchy of Greek mythology?
Yeah,
no.
Probably not.
He's like, Zeus is the king of the gods. He's in charge of everything. And it's like, no. Not even a little bit. If Zeus was literally in charge of everything all of the time, everything would have fallen apart. That's like half of the fucking stories are about that.
It is
the god Adam
very
painting.
Strange. Yeah. It is always extremely strange to me, the degree to which men who claim to be straight will go and reveal how very gay they are.
Yeah.
In an effort to seem straighter.
Nobody asked.
Oh man, look at all this bodybuilding stuff I'm looking at. All these guys who are oiling up their muscles and flexing. Look how cool that is. It's like,
look at how attractive those men are.
They're
way more attractive than women. Ew, women are gross.
Yeah, it's like, dude, man, you could just be gay. Or if you still like women, you can just be bisexual. It's fine. That's fine too. Just don't pretend. And why do you think it is? Actually, that's another good point. Given how masculine a lot of guys in, like Europe and North America find, in the Greeks and their soldiers and legionaries and whatnot, given how masculine that is, and also how gay all of them were, maybe you can divorce your ideas about who you have sex with your ideas about masculinity. And you could say that those things don't have to correlate, and you can be someone who has sex with men or is attracted to men and also still be really masculine. And also, you could not be that. You could be someone who isn't attracted to men and who doesn't have sex with men and also still be really masculine, and that both of those things are okay. Maybe that could be a thing we do in society.